my builds take too long. It's true. I spend so much time on these videos working on the builds that I feature in them. And I mean, don't get me wrong, it's always impressive once they're finished and I love doing it. But today I thought I'd flip everything on its head and give myself a time limit. 1 hour to build a really impressive base that is both decorative and also filled with interesting redstone contraptions. Just saying it makes it sound less and less possible. But I'm willing to give it a go. So let's get the ball rolling. 3, 2, 1, go. I should have filled up my inventory before I started. And found the spot that I actually want to build this thing in. Oh my word. Okay, this seems absolutely perfect. So let's grab ourselves a handful of bricks. I'm thinking, yeah, we're going to be using stone bricks for this one because I kind of want to go for an almost forty vibe. As in fort, not 40. A fort. I want to make it look kind of a bit like a fort. I don't, you know, I'm losing my marbles already. We're like 30, like 1.5 minutes in, and I'm already losing my marbles. Good grief. And I've just spent a bunch of time fanning about trying to work out how I'm going to do this border wall, but I think I've come up with a pretty decent design here. So we've got a bunch of stone bricks involved, and we kind of have a fairly nice repeating pattern. The only thing that is a little bit tricky is placing in the stairs down at the bottom, which is a little bit fiddly, but I'm getting there. That has to go all the way around though. That's going to take a bunch of time. But with that being said, I am gradually getting faster at building this thing, but it's still definitely a very, very slow process. I think we're going to actually eat up around about 20, maybe even 25 minutes by just constructing the wall. Is that everything? I think that might be everything. It's about to rain. I think that is... Dude, this looks really cool already. This looks... I need to stop wasting time. I'm admiring my build. Right, okay, so here is the kind of template that I have for the actual base itself. Doesn't look too big, but we're going to have an underground element to this thing, and then it's going to go up into a small tower. But there is extra security that I want to add to this thing. A moat being one of them, because moats seem like fun. This is already one of my most frantic videos. I don't know what's going on with me. Now the moat should be a little bit quicker to construct because I should just be able to do a fill command to clear out the space, and it does seem to be working already. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. That will ensure that the player can't actually jump across. Air, boom. Okay, space cleared. This is much, much simpler than that silly wall. Now, this little gap right here is going to be the entrance, and I have some interesting plans for that. But for the moat, obviously, we, as the owner of the house, needs to have some way to get across this thing. So I was thinking that we build up some form of piston-based drawbridge. So if we just start taking out some blocks right here, I'm guessing all we need is... I mean... yeah, all we need is some little double piston extenders, and that will literally do it. That's perfect. The only thing that I am a tiny bit worried about is the retraction of the double piston extenders and how the water is going to be, because obviously, you know, we want our moat to not have any flowing streams in it. We want it all to be fully still water, and obviously this is going to push up through it. That's going to clear out all the water, and then when it retracts, is the water just going to flood downwards and just kind of flow down like this? I'm not sure. As you can see, I'm going to take out these blocks here and place in some water sources, and hopefully that should mean that it will go across, it will create infinite water sources, and then create infinite water sources again. But that is a big hopefully. Another big hopefully is that this command works exactly how I think it does, because otherwise we're in big trouble. Right, here goes. That actually, that's worked really, really well. See, look, the horse is loving it. Alright, okay, so if we hit this button right here... oh, I've broken all my redstone. No! What an absolute nightmare. Okay, let's try that again. So if I hit this button right here, there is our drawbridge. And that has worked perfectly on the extension. It's the retraction that I'm curious about. So here goes. Oh, for goodness sake, not again! I'm so happy that double piston extenders are so simple in 2019. Otherwise, I'd be crying right now. Okay, let's try this again. So we hit the button. Oh, I mean, it doesn't get much better than that, does it? And my idea for this hidden activation device is that the player just breaks the button and takes it with them and then places it down when they want to use it. it's not perfect, but we're running low on time. When in doubt of what to do next, you place large quantities of berry bushes, and I have my random tick speed set to 1,000 right now, which means that placing berry bushes is a lot more satisfying than it normally is because they're growing almost instantly. This is great. Lasers. Who doesn't love lasers in real life? And lasers in Minecraft are just as exciting. It has been ages since I've built any form of laser security system, and I have a feeling I might be able to do it a little bit easier these days. Because if we chuck in some pressure plates over the top of these, I mean, that's got to help, surely. Right, after a little bit of head scratching, I've managed to make this function. So, if I walk over the top of these pressure plates here, you can see that the pistons fire, and we get a redstone output through those repeaters down at the bottom there. So that means that, yeah, the lasers are active. You don't want to be walking through this thing because this redstone output is probably going to lead to something that is going to be quite painful for the person that just went through the lasers. But if we flick this lever right here, you can see the lasers switch off. And now we can walk through safely. So what I thought we'd do to activate this thing is just hook up a redstone line to our double piston extenders, so when our little drawbridge activates across the moat, it also briefly switches off the lasers, allowing us free passage into the base. Which only took a jiffy, so if we hit this button right here, you can see everything has switched off. We've got ourselves a drawbridge. That drawbridge will then be retracted, and at some point in the near future, eventually the lasers will switch off. Now obviously we want it to be a decently long time because we don't want ourselves to get caught out by a laser system, because that would be, yeah, that would be bad news. Now to think what that bad news is actually going to be. I haven't really thought about what I'm going to do if the lasers do activate. God, this thing does look cool though, doesn't it? This does not look bad. You know, a change that happened to Minecraft recently, I think it was fairly recently, that kind of slipped under the radar, was the fact that you can now place things like redstone components and minecart rails on top of glass. And it is so useful. Wait, hang on, wait. So, wait a second. That looks so much cooler than slabs. Why aren't more people talking about this? I feel like people just haven't noticed. Moving swiftly on from that, I think my defense system has been created. Wow. Oh, wow. Okay. Oh no! I was about to say that it looks like it works well, but that was so close. Please stop breaking all my redstone. Oh, please stop! 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 Again! Oh, I give up! Finally, after a lot of head desking, I've managed to get this thing up and running. Now, it's a tiny bit slower than I would have liked. Ideally, you'd cross those lasers and instantly that would drop down and the lava would be dispensed. But still, it's a good little system. We block off the entrance, we dispense lava to cause damage. It's a good deterrent. And now I've got around about 10 minutes to actually construct the heart of the base itself, like the place where we're actually going to be staying. But first, I mean, come on now, it would be rude of me not to build piston doors in this area here. Look, it is asking for some massive piston doors, okay? I can't help myself. I do, however, feel like that was an improper use of the word massive, because it's just a little, you know, 2 wide by 3 high piston door, really. I mean, I've been building these since way back. Anyway, I had some bold plans for what this build was going to be. I was going to do a tower and everything like that, but I think with the time constraints, this is as much as I can manage. But I gotta say, I kind of quite like it. I like the idea of the big walled base and then the kind of underground area here. It's pretty sweet. We do need a way to get out though, because currently we are very trapped. Come on, so we've got a storage system. I guess we could just stack those up. Then we could have ender chest. In fact, yeah, we could do everything here. So ender chest goes in the middle. We could get a crafting bench. That's that. And then we need an anvil. Okay, so this corner here is kind of like the everything corner, and then here we've got the bed. God, it does not. This is very inspiring. Let's add some bedside tables and things. And then over here, I think we need like a bulk storage system, and then we're pretty much going to be out of time, to be honest. If we just add in some fake item frames with fake items on the inside for good measure, then that will just make it feel a little bit more homely, I suppose. And that's it. Time's up. Time's up. 1 hour over. And this is what we got to. I mean, I'm proud. I never want to do that again, though. Oh, it's not. It's fun. It is fun, but it's also stressful as anything. And I think the issue is that I went a little bit too big on the scale front. I think I should have done something more this size and then just kind of built up from there. But no, I went full big build. This is a big build. So I am quite proud that we managed to get it done within an hour, and hopefully it serves as some inspiration for anyone who's looking to build a base in a reasonable length of time in creative mode, because as you can see, it is possible to do something like this within a relatively short space of time. And this thing's got drawbridges, it's got laser security systems, we've got traps, lava dispensers, piston doors, all that good stuff, all wrapped up in one fairly nice looking build. I'm fairly proud of myself on this one. I hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, please press that like button, and if you really loved it, then make sure to subscribe. But thanks for watching, guys. This has been Mumbo, and I'm out. I'll see you later. Time for the outro, the outro, the outro. The shameless filming channel plug is inbound. I've released a new film on the filming channel. It's, you know, I mean, obviously for those of you who've seen the latest mini documentary, this kind of applies to you because it's talking a little bit about the behind the scenes and things. Check it out.